So to get this fringe top started, we're going to grab our category 4 yarn, make a slip knot, grab our 5mm hook, and we're going to make a chain that comes out to 2.5 inches. Once we have our 2.5 inches, we are going to block off our last loop, chain up 3, this counts as a double crochet, prepare for a double crochet. We're going to insert our hook into that loop that we blocked off, or the 4th loop from the hook, with a double crochet. We're going to double crochet once, going back down the chain. Once we have our first row of double crochet, we're going to do more rows of this. So we're going to chain up 3, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, and double crochet once into every loop that we have, going back down, and we're going to keep doing this until we have a height of about 2 inches. So I have 3 rows and also nearly 2 inches in height, and now we're going to start working on the curved portion to make the rest of the cup. So from here, we're going to chain up 3, flip our work, and we're going to be double crocheting once into every loop that we have. So go ahead and do that until we get to the very last loop. We're going to be doing an increase, but I'll show you how to do that once when we get there. So we have 1 loop left to do, and we're going to do an increase of 5. So we're going to be putting 5 double crochet into that last loop. So prepare for a double crochet. Let's do 1, 2, and then do 3 more into this loop. And once we have our increase of 5, as you can see, our work is starting to turn, and then we're going to be working down this edge as well. And since these are side double crochets, we're going to be putting 2 double crochets into those. So here's 1 and 2, and keep doing this until you get down here. Once you get down here, we're going to chain up 3, and we're going to keep going down, but I'll show you how to do the increase once we get back here. So as you can see, we've double crocheted all the way down, and I stopped right before we got to our increase of 5 that we did in the last row, just to show you guys how to do it. But from here, we're going to count out 2 loops, and we're going to put 1 double crochet into the first one, 1 double crochet into the second one. So here's 1, here's 2, and then into that third one, so the middle one in the increase of 5, we're going to do an increase of 3 into that middle loop. So go ahead and insert 3 double crochet into that loop. And then as you can see, the work's starting to curve again. So we're just going to be putting 1 double crochet into every loop that we have, going back down. And then now this is where we can go off and do this on our own. We're going to keep going until we get the size that we want, while working this corner, making sure that we're doing increases of 3 into the middle of the increase of 3 in the last row. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, go ahead and leave me a comment down below, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. And then I also wanted to ask you guys, this one was actually a request on Depop. If you guys want to check out my Depop page, that will be linked in the description. But I also had the thought of doing this in a rainbow color, but the girl that requested it actually wanted it in a tan. That's why we're doing it here. But if you guys remake this in another color, please tag me, because I would love to see it. And I want to know what you guys are doing with these designs. And I'm going to keep going with my design until I have a base of 5.5 inches and a height of 4.5. And once when I have my base of 5.5 inches and height of 4.5 inches, this is what I have. I already have 1 done. I already cut and tie. I went ahead and made a second one, but I didn't cut and tie yet because we're just going to go ahead and connect it. But from here, we're just going to make sure that our hook is still in the corner, and then we're just going to insert it into the corner of this other cup. And we're going to yarn over, pull through both loops, chain up 1 to secure, and cut. Once we have both of our cups connected, the next thing we're going to work on is the top detail. So we're going to grab our same yarn, make a slip knot. We're going to insert our hook into one of these corners, insert our yarn onto that hook, go ahead and pull that through, and chain up 4, 3, 4. The first 3 count as a double crochet. We're going to prepare for a double crochet, then we're going to skip 1 loop, double crochet into the loop after that. And here we have our first net. We're just going to do that one more time. Chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, count out 2 loops, double crochet into that second loop. And then we're going to keep doing this until we get to right about where we did the increases, right where this corner is in the cup. So once we've done our net all the way until this corner, we're going to do something that I just made up, so there's not a name for it yet, or maybe there is, I just don't know what it is. But we're actually going to do a treble crochet, but basically yarning over 8 times. So let's do this together. We have our double crochet, chain 1, and from here we're going to yarn over 8 times. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then from here we're going to insert our hook into this middle chunk, and there's not really a loop here, so you're just going to have to, figure it out, but It's okay because we're figuring it out together. Then from here, we're going to yarn over, pull through, and then we're going to be pulling through like how we do a double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, pull through 2 for every bit that we have. So from here, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, if it lets me, yarn over, pull through 2, through 2, 2, 2, and here's the last bit, pull through 2. Okay, here we go. So this is our little middle connector, and from here we're going to chain up 1, and then we're going to keep doing net down this way, but we just want to make sure that our net is going to be the same. So we looked out right here, and our last double crochet ended on where we did the increase of 3 right into that middle loop. So we're just going to see where that is on the next cup, and we're going to do the same thing. So insert a double crochet into the loop, and then from here chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip a loop, double crochet into that second loop, and then keep doing net like this all the way down. And this is what we have so far. And from here we're going to chain up 3, flip our work, and we're going to be doing a solid row of double crochet. So prepare for a double crochet once into every loop until we get to the middle. So we've double crocheted once into every loop once we got to the middle, and the last double crochet that I did was in the double crochet in the last row. As you can see, they're right on top of each other, and I'm not going to do anything here. All we're going to do is chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, and then we're going to skip this gap altogether, and then we're going to double crochet into the next double crochet that we have, into the next section of net, into the next cup. So we just made this little gap, and from here go ahead and double crochet once into every loop going back down. Once we have our first row of solid double crochet, now we're going to be doing another row of net. So we're going to chain up 4. The first 3 count as a double crochet. We're going to flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, double crochet into the second loop, and then we're going to keep doing this all the way down until we get to the middle, leaving 1 loop right before the gap. So we double crocheted until we got to the second to last loop, and then we're going to leave another gap in the middle. So from here we're going to chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, and then on this side we didn't go into the last 2 loops, so we're going to skip these 2, go into the third with a double crochet, and we're going to chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, go into the loop after that, and keep doing that all the way down. So for row number 4, we're going to do another row of solid double crochet, but we're not going to be leaving a gap in the middle. So go ahead and chain up 3, flip your work, prepare for a double crochet once into every loop that we have until we get to the other end. So we just got done doing our 4th row, and our last row was solid double crochet. Now we're going to be doing 2 rows of net with no gap in the middle. So this is easy peasy stuff. Go ahead and chain up 4, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, go into the next loop with a double crochet. Then we're going to keep doing this row of net. Once when we get to the end, chain up 3 and go back with 1 more row of net. And once when I'm done with my 2 rows of net, this is what we have. This is as high as I want mine to go. We're just going to do 1 more row of single crochet across the top just to make it clean, but you guys can keep going with a different design, keep going until it gets higher, right underneath the neck, whatever you guys want. But for me, since I am done, I'm going to chain up 1, flip my work, and just put 1 single crochet into every loop that we have. Once when we get to the end, go ahead and cut and tie. So this is the top portion of what we have so far. Next, we're going to start working on the bottom band. So from here, we're going to insert our hook into this corner, take our yarn, make a slip knot, insert it onto our hook, and chain up 3. This counts as a double crochet. We're going to prepare for a double crochet, and we're going to be double crocheting once into every loop that we have going down. Once when we get to this little bit, these are going to be side double crochets, so go ahead and put 2 double crochets into those side double crochets. So once we're done doing our first row of double crochet for the bottom band, now we're going to do another row of net. It's going to be the same net as before. So just as a refresher, we're going to chain up 4, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, go into the loop after that with a double crochet. Keep doing that all the way down. Once we have our second row of net, we're going to do another row of double crochets. So go ahead and chain up 3, flip our work, and then for this row and then the next row we're going to be doing double crochet. So once when we get to the end, we're going to chain up 3 and then double crochet back. So this is what we should have so far. We have 1 row of double crochet, 1 row of net, and then 2 rows of double crochet at the end. And before we do our last row of net, we are going to need to do our side panels because we are going to have a corset tie in the back. So from here, since we're on one end, we're going to chain up 3, flip our work so that it's sideways, prepare for a double crochet. We're going to be putting 2 double crochet into every side double crochet that we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do that until we reach the bottom of the cup. We're not going to be working into the cup. Once we have our first row of side panel, we're going to keep going with more double crochets. So we're going to chain up 3, flip our work, and we're going to double crochet once into every loop. Once we get to the end, chain up 3 and keep going back and forth. I am going to keep going until I have 2.5, but you guys can keep going for as long as you guys need. And that's 2.5 inches. So once we have our 2.5 inch of side panel, now we're going to start working on some net. So from here, we're going to do the same net that we've been doing. We're going to chain up 4, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, go into the next loop with a double crochet. We're going to keep doing this for this little bit that we have. And once we have our row of net, the last thing that we have to do for this side panel is do a row of single crochet to make it more sturdy. So go ahead and chain up 1, flip your work, and put 1 single crochet into every loop that we have, going back down. Once we get to the end, cut and tie, and y'all guessed it, do the same thing on the other side. So this is our work once we have both of these side panels done, and like I said earlier, the last thing that we have to do is a row of net from one corner all the way down to the next. So we're going to insert our hook into one corner, grab our yarn, make a slip knot, insert that onto our hook, pull that through, chain up 4, and from here we're going to prepare for a double crochet. And then for this little bit, there's not going to be like a skip 1 loop, insert your hook into the next loop portion, so you're just going to have to eyeball it out, but I typically just insert it right where the base of the double crochet start. So for example, I already did my chain up, I've prepared for a double crochet, and I'm just going to skip this entire gap and then go right where these 2 side double crochets meet with a double crochet. Like that. So one more time, chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, and we're going to find that loop right in between where these 2 double crochets meet on top of each other. Just insert it there with a double crochet. And then once we get here, double crochet the same way that we've been doing with our rows of net, and once when we get to the end, we're going to cut and tie. So this is our top once when we're done doing the bottom row of net, and we're almost done with the main portion. The last thing that we're going to do is do the fringe, but we'll get to that when it comes around because that's a little tedious. But from here, we're going to turn our work to the side. Then we're going to insert our hook right where the side panel meets the body of the work. And we're just going to insert our hook into that loop. We're going to grab our yarn, make a slip knot. We're going to pull that through, chain up 1 to secure. And then all we're going to do is put a row of single crochet along the edges just to make this cleaner. And then we are going to attach a chain right at the edge because that's perfect timing. But from here, all we're going to do is put 2 single crochet into each of these side double crochet. And then once we get here, we're going to just make a chain, and my chain is going to be 18 inches, and it's going to be a regular chain. Once when we get to the end, go ahead and cut and tie, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So this is what we have once we're done doing the side bit of single crochet and the neck straps. And right before we start to do the fringe, we're just going to make a regular chain so that we can weave it in and out of these loops, and my chain is just going to be 50 inches. So now we're at the good part. We're going to start doing the fringe, and I already have a couple of my pieces cut, and I measured mine out, see how long I wanted it, and I cut mine so that it's 13 inches, and then I'll show you guys how to attach it, but I'm also going to attach it in bundles of 4 so it's kind of thick. But from here we're just going to go into the middle. But from here we're just going to fold this over, and then if you need help you can use a hook just to help you bring the stuff over, but go ahead and fold it over the hook, and we're just going to pull everything through one of these nets that we made in the last row. And then once we have this through, all we're going to do, we're going to pull it out a little bit, give us a little bit of slack, and we're going to take the ends and we're just going to weave it in through this loop that we have, and then pull nice and tight. And this is our first little bit of fringe, and then we're going to do that for everything that we have. And this is our top once we've added all of the fringe, and the last thing that we have to do is weave in the ends. So this is our top when we're done weaving in the ends. This was a lot of fun to do. It was a request that I got on Depop and I was able to put my own twist on it, and I love the way it turned out. If you like this piece or any other piece on the channel, give it a thumbs up. It's right beneath the video. It lets YouTube and I know you're enjoying the videos, and it goes a long way to helping the channel grow and gain traction. But if you didn't like it, go ahead and give this a thumbs down and leave a comment letting me know why you didn't like it. Or if you have questions, requests, or if you just want to say hi. I usually reply pretty quick. If you loved it, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's right beneath the video. It'll let you know when there's a new video uploaded to the channel, get you a bit more priority when it comes to requests, and it goes a long way to helping the channel grow so I can keep making great videos for you guys. Links to the yarn and hooks will be in the description if you guys buy something that also goes to helping out the channel, and Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest links are down there too. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.